There is a number on every operator's invoice that did not exist 4 years ago, the number that comes after the word tariff. And every operator I know who imports a single piece of inventory has been quietly trying to figure out what that number means for the next 12 months. This is the story of one of them. I'm Drew. This is Main Street Operator. Today, the story of a New Hampshire skate shop owner who has been navigating that math for 18 months. And one tool you can install this weekend that gives you back several hours a week. Allie Trela-Jones runs Bruised Boutique, a skate shop in Nashua, New Hampshire. The shop is independent, small, the kind of operation that exists because a person decided their town deserved a real skate shop and they were going to be the one to build it. The customer base is loyal. The product mix is specific. The margins were always tight. When she opened, a quality skateboard helmet retailed at her shop for around $35. That same helmet today retails closer to $100. Most of that increase landed in the last 12 months. The math behind the price tag is the new fact of running a small import-dependent shop in 2026. The helmets, the trucks, the wheels, much of the inventory in any specialty retailer in this country gets manufactured overseas. Tariffs added a layer of cost that did not exist when she signed her lease. And that layer compounded as supply chains scrambled and brokerage fees climbed by a few dollars per code line. For a shop selling single units to retail customers, every dollar of new cost has to go somewhere. There are only 3 places it can go: the customer's invoice, the owner's margin, or the inventory she does not order. Allie has used some of all 3. She absorbed cost where she could to keep core items at a price point her customer base could still meet. She passed cost through where she had to because the alternative was running the shop at a loss her family could not absorb. And she trimmed inventory in categories where demand was thinner, accepting smaller selection in exchange for sharper inventory turns. The turning point in stories like hers is rarely a single dramatic decision. It is the moment when an operator stops treating a cost squeeze as a temporary disruption and starts treating it as a permanent feature of the operating environment. Once you make that shift, the playbook changes. You build vendor diversification before you need it. You renegotiate every recurring line item more than 12 months old. You become the customer your suppliers fight to keep. Because in a tariff reset environment, your supplier's price flexibility is a real lever. You post a single transparent line at the register or on your e-commerce checkout explaining why a number moved. The customers who care about your shop want the explanation. They do not need the apology. The lesson for an operator listening to this is not that tariff pain has a clever workaround. It does not. The lesson is that the operators who survive this cycle are the ones who stop waiting for the policy to revert and start running the business assuming it does not. Diversify your suppliers, renegotiate your contracts, document your real cost structure so you know which line items you can absorb and which you cannot. File the tariff refund paperwork early because the federal portal opened in April and $166 billion in refunds is sitting in the queue. The operators who file in the first 60 days will recover meaningful dollars. The ones who wait until month 4 will fight a longer line. Allie's shop is still open. The helmets still cost closer to $100 than $35. And her customers are still walking in, because she runs the kind of shop that earns the visit. That is the whole point. Build the kind of operation customers want to support, then give them a clean reason to keep showing up when the math gets harder. Now to your tool of the week, Buffer. Buffer.com. It is a social media scheduling tool used by a meaningful number of independent operators who do not have a marketing team and never plan to hire one. There is a free tier that genuinely works for 1 or 2 channels, suitable for a shop posting to Instagram and Facebook a few times a week. The first paid tier runs $30 a month and unlocks the analytics, the AI caption assistant, and additional channels. Setup time, doing it yourself with no developer, is 1 to 2 hours for your first scheduled week of content. The reported outcome from one independent HVAC operator who ran Buffer alongside an AI content tool for 6 months, content creation time dropped from 15 hours a week to 3 hours, lead volume increased 42%, and customer acquisition cost dropped 35%. Total tool spend across the stack was about $1,800 for the year. For a small operator, that is math that pays for itself in a quarter. Build out next week's posts this weekend, schedule them, then close the laptop. I'm Drew. That is the week. Monday, I will bring you the next 3 stories from the world outside your business. The labor numbers, the cost numbers, and the technology numbers shaping the next 30 days. Until then, take care of your people, build the kind of shop that customers want to support, and watch the road.